Hello and welcome to NCTV. I'm your anchor, Jacob Dimmick.
And I'm Gavin Bauer. And today we're going to look at some float therapy.
And we have a very special interview today.
And we're going to look at some garage sale that takes quite the turn.
We'll also get to learn more about a program here at Pick, nursing.
And then we'll be editing off with some chicken fighting.
Sounds like an action-packed show, Gavin.
Yes.
I'm Aiden Foley with NCTV, and we are here at 307 Healing Waters learning more about float therapy.
So the benefits are it is great for inflammation, insomnia, injury recovery, PTSD, ADHD, autism. The list is huge. There's really not much that it does not help. The salt is why you float. So there's 1,000 pounds of Epsom salt to 200 gallons of water. Consistency in the tank is why you float. You're very buoyant. And then the salt itself it's therapeutic, healing, great salt. When you're in there, it slows everything down. So your brain slows down, your thinking, your breathing, your heart rate, everything just slows down. They actually recommend the more you do it, the better it is. So your first float is literally just getting it figured out. Your second float, you feel like you know what you're doing. You come in with a little more confidence, and then it's still a little bit of a trial and error. Like you're still kind of getting it figured out. It's not like you need to figure anything out. It's just really hard to go in there and be very quiet and still. Most people are connected. Phones, tablets, computers, everybody's connected to something. So to go in there and not have anything to play on, to answer, to text, it's hard for people to disconnect. So everybody recommends doing at least 3 floats before you're like, I'm not sure if I like it or not. So an hour starts at $50 and then it just goes up from there. And we do have packages. Packages are a better deal. If you buy a package, you're saving a lot more money. So I was diagnosed with lung cancer 4 years ago. And then after my surgeries, I struggled with depression, anxiety, sleeping, and pain. I worked at the hospital, Mountain View Regional Hospital, and I had a patient telling me that this was helping her back pain. So I went and researched it, and my first float, I wasn't sure. I was kind of like, that might have been a waste of money and time until I got home that night. When I got home, I went to bed. I slept 8 hours for the first time in 3 years without medicating myself, without waking up numerous times throughout the night. I was hooked at that point. Started researching to put one in my house. When I found the cost and all of the stuff that came with it, I decided to just open a place. And we're essentially located in Wyoming. I do have people from all over the state that come and float. We're hoping to expand. We want to add a few more things to this, other therapies, not just more float tanks, but other therapies. So we are looking at that as well. Requirements to work here, professional, clean. That's pretty much it.
I'm definitely going to have to try that soon. Anyways, Aiden Foley with NCTV, signing off.
Well, that was a pretty amazing segment. Going on to the next segment, we have 2 sergeants from the Wyoming National Guard here being interviewed by Gavin.
Jacob. I'm here with Sergeant Carter Davis and Austin Buck, and I'm going to ask him a couple questions about the National Guard. So, what is the National Guard?
So the National Guard is a reserve component of the military. We protect domestic interests in time of conflict or disaster. So, every state in the whole entire nation has a National Guard. So if there's floods, fires, natural disasters, things like that, then we can get deployed within the United States and help the first responders and things like that. And we can actually get deployed inside of the United States and help our communities. And then we can also get deployed outside of the United States as well.
What is the role in protecting America?
Kind of like Sergeant Davis here said, we do a lot of deployments out of country, as far as like Afghanistan and everything like that. And that's when we get called upon as a state. And then we do a lot of stuff in country as well. So usually in our state, say a flood happens in Saratoga, happens every year, right? So we'll get deployed by our state, by our governor, and we'll go help that. And we'll go put sandbags down, do whatever we need to help the community out.
Okay. Why did you join the National Guard?
So my story is a little bit unique. I'm actually prior service active duty Marine Corps, and I grew up right here in Casper, Wyoming. So graduated from Kelly Walsh High School. I know that's your rivalry school, but my wife did graduate from Natrona County. And I joined the Marine Corps right away. I did my 4x4 contract, and I came home to Casper, and I worked out in the oil field. One of the main reasons that I joined the National Guard after a huge break in service and doing the active duty was just because of the benefits. The benefits are too good to pass up. I'm an active duty soldier in the National Guard. I've been married for 13 years, and I have 3 kids. So health insurance is 100% paid for me. If you just stay with the M-Day side of things, because we are a reserve component, we only drill 1 weekend a month and 2 weeks in the summer. Even then, the benefits are very, very competitive, even in the civilian world. And I get to learn new trades all the time. So I'm working on my 3rd military occupation now. The Army National Guard's taught me how to drive every single military wheeled vehicle. I'm also a HIMARS crew member, which is rocket artillery, and now I'm learning how to be a recruiter. So just job skills.
Wow. Why would people join the National Guard?
Well, I can answer that by answering the question Sergeant Davis just answered, right? Like, why did I join the Guard, right? I joined the Guard after graduating high school, and I started college at Casper College, and my first semester went pretty well. I was getting bored, honestly. So I joined the Guard for service to country, service to state, right? And I wanted to do something more with my life. Obviously, college is good, and that's another reason I joined the National Guard, was to get my college paid for. Now, my plan was to get my college paid for, and then become an officer in the Marine Corps, but the Guard was just too good to be true, so I stayed in the Guard. Back to your question, why would anybody else join the Guard? Pretty much we both answered it, right? Free tuition here in Wyoming, okay, especially for the high school students, okay? And service to country, service to state. Can't go wrong with that.
Okay. Good. Okay.
Cool. That was a pretty. Okay. That was a. Thank you so much for coming in, Sergeant Davis, Sergeant Bucklew. It's an honor to have you. Right. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say, because. Get on there. Oh, introduce the garage thing. So about that garage sale.
Yeah?
Yeah?
You been there?
No, not yet.
Oh, hello there. We got a lot of things to sell here, like this lifesaver I bought for my son, and this one. Pretty crazy. But he doesn't like Star Wars no more, so I kind of took it over. He likes Star Trek. Off the topic, but I got these and all this stuff. It's all random stuff, but these 2 bad boys, $100 minimum. Crazy price, but they're antiques. Oh, didn't know you guys were right there, but you not like my little lake? Oh wait, it's frozen over and it's kind of dried up. But we got this nice canoe you can still buy for $5.99. Crazy price, isn't it? Cheaper it is, the better it is. Oh, hello again. I'm selling this pretty cool wheelbarrow. You know, only 50 cents. And what is this thing? Oh wait, I think that's a weed whacker. Not sure. But this weed whacker is $49.99. That's a hell of a deal for a coat rack. We have everything from books to these fancy garbage cans, you know. Stuff body in there, keep it in there warm. We also have lifesavers and all that down here in Shady Shacks. Come on. Oh, look here. We got a customer. Hello, sir. You interested in those $100 lifesavers?
$100? These are like $20 at Trader Smith's.
No, those are antiques.
Antiques are made out of plastic.
No, you're reading it wrong.
Seriously, these are $100?
$100. Those damn kids stole my lifesavers again. They they were collectibles. Not on top of that, his mom seen me run down the road after him and hit me with her car. Okay, boys, we're back at it again. I don't have enough. What to say? Not that insane, but hold on. What? This is some bullcrap! What are you doing here? I don't have enough to pay for my house. Now I don't have enough to pay for you. What is this? Hey! Hey! Get back here!
Did you know that there used to be a CNA class offered both to NC and KW students? Once they graduated, they became certified nurses aides.
That's amazing. How do you know that?
Beth Cuno. She graduated in 1977. Her and her classmates took classes in the morning at Casper College.
Did they offer that at PIC?
I don't know. Let's see.
There's the specific way on how to wash your hands, and if you don't do it right, then, oh, you're cross-contaminating. Taking vitals, taking blood pressures, doing someone's respiratory rate. Another thing we've learned is doing bedpans.
I am a registered nurse, so I came from the private sector. A CNA is a certified nursing assistant. Now what CNAs do is they provide daily cares to residents and patients within the medical profession. We help them with their activities of daily living, which includes the basic skills that everybody does when they get up, for example, brushing their teeth, getting dressed, with range of motion skills, elimination skills, all the things that people need to thrive and survive. The nursing program at Pathways is really designed to help the students receive a certificate at the end of the year. Now, this certificate will allow them to be a nursing assistant within the state of Wyoming. However, it really ultimately enables them to be eligible for the state certification, which will put that C in front of that nursing assistant label for certified.
And in here, they show you why it's so important to get a blood pressure, and why vitals are so important, why a change in vitals is important to monitor with a patient, because if they have a change in heart rate or a temperature, it could indicate an infection.
They get their CPR certification and basic life support. That takes us a week of academic class time to complete that program. Also, they'll learn things like brushing people's teeth, feeding. In fact, one of the skills that students are working on right now is the nutrition and hydration skill, because we know that in healthcare settings, oftentimes our patients are dehydrated, and that can lead to the exacerbation of a lot of medical conditions. So being able to identify those things that are the basic needs is important for them to really be successful as they enter the workplace. So the elimination skill, it's really important that those students are able to know how to deal with patients, and we want to look at our patients who perhaps have had surgeries, for example, hip surgery or back surgery, where they're not able to get out of bed and use the toilet as in a standard bathroom. So instead we have some of our equipment, like a bedpan, that will teach students how to use so that they can place the patients on those bedpans to really help the residents meet their elimination needs in a dignified manner. Within the feeding skill, we have nutrition, hydration, and elimination. So we really look at what a balanced diet is like. We look at infection control practices, and so the students learn how to feed more than one resident at a time. We do that by having a family-style meal that would kind of be set up much like it would in a facility, where you're positioned next to a couple of residents. The students are encouraged to really monitor the infection control practices so that they're not cross-contaminating as they're feeding. And so we designate one hand per patient, and if they need to switch between, it's important that they sanitize in between. CNAs are so important because right now we have a critical shortage of certified nursing assistants. So being able to have students go through our program and help fill that need is really imperative to healthcare in general.
seems that kind of getting close in time. But before we go, let's talk about chickens. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the chicken fighting. That's cool.
Yeah. Chicken fighting is getting really popular all of a sudden.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about chicken fighting, but I mean.
Hi, folks. Welcome to Hoax News. My name's AJ Pundit, and this week we're going to be discussing the op-ed that appeared on news like NCTV. Now, this man, who I know I share more than a passing resemblance with, trust me, we are looking into government cloning, but don't let his good looks fool you. He's a commie. He got on this news program and started espousing his liberal opinions on why the killing of General Soleimani was such a bad idea. He got his panties up in a bunch and got all offended. Now, if these libtards are going to get so offended by us saying that we killed General Soleimani, I think we should rename it to a because the libtards just seem to love those. Now, I was browsing the internet and I saw on Facebook this God-fearing patriot post a comment about how this kid shouldn't be espousing his liberal views in a red state. A red state, which I will remind you, our former God King Dick Cheney once walked upon. He went to the high school that this kid went to, and this is the liberal agenda. They made him delete his comment. How dare they? How dare Mark Zuckerberg make this man delete his good, God-fearing opinion on this op-ed? I just don't get it, folks. And I think it's time that we rise up in this country. We need to get it trending on the presidential Twitter. Hashtag libtard destroyed. Hashtag Tanner Ewalt canceled. Hashtag Soleimani. Get him trending on the president's Twitter. He needs to see it. He needs to know what these liberals are doing to Dick Cheney's high school. Why do they keep coming into our safe spaces and making us get rid of our comments? All he wanted to do was show the world that he's a God-fearing conservative like the rest of us. I wore my cowboy boots in solidarity with that man. I just don't get it anymore, folks. What happened to this nation that was completely fine with murdering civilians halfway across the world? Where has our country gone? This is a plea to you, folks. A plea to the good, God-fearing, salt of the earth people. And don't forget to buy NCTV Brain Force Plus. It's the only supplement that'll keep you going when they attack. Folks, AJ Pundit with Hoax. I was just taking a nap at my desk when a group of liberal teens came up and destroyed my desk. This was my home. This is where I lived. Ever since she took the house, this is all I had. And you destroyed it.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Sorry about the technical difficulties. We're trying to get that figured out. But anyways,
Well, before we go though, this guy right here, Jacob, it's his last day.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, it sucks. But I love this program, and yeah, it's pretty cool. So.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's it.
This is Jacob.
And this is Gavin Bauer.
Signing out.
My name?
Yes.
Let me think.
No, I think you did. Can you speak up? I'm a little hard to hear.
You're fat.
Slam the door. Why don't you? Put it down for you. The door is that way.
That's on a fence. Ooh, it's a wiggly fence. Gotta cradle it. It's all part of the technique, I swear. That's all I got. NCTV is brought to you in part by viewers like you.
There's a lot of ups and downs. Life is a roller coaster ride, and I've never really been very fond of roller coasters, but I I definitely have taken the ride.
And lastly, a sexy beast will take a deep penetrative dive into the heart and soul and flesh of the movie Jojo Rabbit.
So, have you seen Jojo Rabbit?
I have not. I had to walk out after the theater showed a trailer for the 2019 musical Cats. Can I talk about Cats? Is that okay?
Don't.
Don't.
Wow! Wow! They're coming!
Keep up the good work, kiddo.
Round two.
During their time. I don't like seeing laws that are created that instantly create law-abiding citizens into criminals.
Because if you want to make a positive change, just make a positive change. If you have to wait for a special event just to make a positive change, then it's obviously not that important of a change to you. So I just make positive change when I can.
You see, I want to show you something. You see, my hand is the Democrats. He's gonna get rid of it.
Hey, Mr. Massey.
Yes.
What would you like for Christmas?
World peace.
Deep. Gavin, old chum, old pal. What would you like for Christmas this year?
I want Christmas this year is to make people laugh.
Well, you're failing miserably.